Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless, back with another video. You know what I'm saying? And man, shout out once again to my brother Muse. He gave me some topics to talk about once again. You know what I'm saying? And I encourage anybody that got any topics, you know, to leave it in the comment section, or if you got my personal info, you want something that you want me to speak on or react to. But this one we're gonna make a live out of. This gonna be a continuation. It's something that you know, off the cuff. I'm still gonna cover the politics and things like that, but I'm gonna dive off into some more diverse topics. As you know, yesterday was our um, annual year first year in the game, for Voices for the Voiceless. We started August 20th, 2024. So August 20th, 2025 is Voices for the Voiceless birthday. So we appreciate all the love, all the panelists, all the people that comment in the comment section. We're a new channel. We trying to grow and everything like that. So we appreciate all the love and support. With that being said, yeah, man, I was chopping it up with Brother Muse, and we was kind of talking about the whole 2Pac situation. Remember when Pac, you know, was going through his trials and tribulations with the lady that accused him of that particular assault, and he had did some time and things like that behind that, and it was just interesting to go back and see how uh, articulate he was at such a young age, and how it resonates with what's going on nowadays with these brothers that's being caught in similar allegations, and how he was able to um, put everything in such a category where it just resonates, bro. Like that was a very intelligent dude at such a young age, and just as the title says, truth transcends culture. Reaction to 2Pac's classic interviews about essay allegations. And what's interesting about this is Brother Muse gave me a, a, a guy that actually is from the UK that was doing a reaction to 2Pac's um, interviews. So for him being from a totally different culture, not really knowing anything about Tupac, I don't even think he was old enough to really remember what was going on when that was actually happening. Just to see that truth that Tupac um, was spitting, he's able to resonate it. A white dude from the UK, and we're gonna really react to his reaction. But before we do that, you already know what time it is. So we're gonna bring this up here so we don't get in any trouble. But yeah, I thought this would be cool just to dive off into some different topics from time to time. Under the 17 USC Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, indeed. So let's get that out the way. And yeah, the brother, man, his channel name is Brian Squeeze Reactions, and he did these reactions like 3 years ago. But it's really interesting to see his take on it. So I got a couple interviews from 2Pac that we're gonna dive into and react to Brian Squeeze reaction, if that makes any sense. And we're gonna have a little fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get part one. Now, Tupac did 2 interviews outside the courthouse. This is part one. And this is the guy here, Brian Squeeze, reactions.
To do today, so it's fucking frustrating, but there's plenty of others to do. So one of the ones that kept coming up was 2Pac outside the courthouse in November 29th, 1994. Now, as far as memory serves me, and from what I'm trying to learn, this was after the rape charge, or was this after the charge with the police? I'm sure it's going to tell me, and I'll figure that out as we go through, but I've got to try and get my head into the right place. If you're new to this channel, this is the #1 reaction channel for 2Pac Shakur. Don't be fooled by numbers. Never be fooled by numbers. This channel's only been running for just under 6 months, and in a shorter space of time, say about 6 weeks, is when we started doing 2Pac. Oh, look what's happened over the last 5 weeks. People have started to do 2Pac. People are taking notice of this. The difference is that we dissect and we dig deep. What we don't do is just skim through. The last couple of freaking ones that I've done have been hideous, and I don't mean from 2Pac's side. Absolutely not. I'm talking from the people interviewing. The one from Vibe, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. So the lady there went with positioned questions that I think she's been asked.
Okay, so we get a gist of this guy personality. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to kind of, get y'all, acclimated to his style of, he's very thorough in his assessment. As you can see, the UK accent, it's just interesting to see his take on it.
It's an absolute legend. This culture journey has gone from strength to strength. I've learned so much from doing these and what the comment section gives. Please remember that I don't know everything. So when I am dissecting, don't judge me in the comments where some people are going hell for leather about what they know and what I should know and blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I don't know. I'm learning as it goes. It's only 6 weeks. First week was just fucking getting used to the music and the type of responses that I was getting. So I've only really been digging deep for probably, I would say, 5 weeks, if not just under. And I only do it a couple of days a week with 2Pac. So I'm doing my utmost best, but I'm learning a fuck ton as I go along on this journey. And I'm starting to piece everything together nicely. It doesn't matter that it's all over the place. Do not panic. I make sense of when everything comes in through the comment section and the feedback that I get. Anyways, 4 minutes is my introduction. Let's jump into this full interview with 2Pac outside the court. Please be decent.
Hard when they're making it bigger than, they're making it so big now. Even the charges and what they're saying, it's bigger than who I am now. So
what do you think they're doing this for? You were talking in the elevator. What do you think they're doing it for? Why they're doing this to you?
Because, the way this country is successful is if we have one set of rules and everybody follows them. If anybody gets outside of that set of rules, and they're in a public view like I am, it's like detrimental to everybody following the rules. If I'm representing to what they think is that I represent lawlessness and the outlaw mentality, and I represent that thug mentality from the street. So they feel like if they can punish me, then it'll punish people who are not as brave as I am, who don't speak out against things like me, who not scared to walk through the streets with no bodyguards. So they need to put me in jail. These other guys, they don't have to put in jail because they can arrest them on smaller things. They can't arrest me on those small things. They got to frame me. They got to do things like this. They got to have, 30 charges and none of them have to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that sounds very familiar, man. And we're going to cross-reference this with, R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that a lot of this applies, not just R. Kelly, but I'm going to use R. Kelly in this one. Because when he did that interview with Gayle King, a lot of this stuff that 2Pac is saying is parallel to what Gayle said back in 2019. And this is in 94 when 2Pac said this. And we didn't really have social media like that or anything like that. So the mainstream media was the only real source of information as in comparison to now, where you got mainstream media and social media. So that's one of the main differences, but the tactics are the same. You say 30 charges, framing. It just sounds a lot similar to what a lot of people are going through these days with this whole Me Too movement era and targeting celebrities and things.
How can you, if you really, while all these cameras are here, everybody goes something to grow on. How am I going to forcibly do anything to a girl after she did it to me consensually? And that's not something I'm making up. That's what they said. They said that. The girl came to court and said she did this, she did that. She called my hotel. It was good. She said that, not me. Now, why am I going to force her? I mean, this is common sense. But no matter what happens, innocent or guilty, my life is ruined.
So, like I said, you really think Tupac had to force a groupie to do anything sexual? Come on, man, it's Tupac. You know, in his prime, you know, you had girls chasing him down at his concert. So why would he have to force? It's just common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Because when they say whatever they say in this verdict, y'all not gonna make it front page news. It won't be bigger, no matter what. All that you want to hear is that he's guilty, he's in jail, the reign of terror is over, the outlaw is gone. That's what they want to do. So I'm starting to think I don't know which story to read. I don't know if this is, you know, about, you know, black and white and loud and quiet, or is it about me and this girl? Because if it's about me and this girl, come on, we shouldn't even be here.
Okay, that is 1 minute 59 in his answer, and all that dude just asked. Question wasn't even strong. It was just like, you know, well, why are you here? Now it started powerfully, instantly, where he said, but that whole thing, I need to go back and break that down. But what he was basically saying in that is that they have to do this because you've got someone here that broke the rules. You've got someone here that's going to get against the system. So the system is set in one set fucking route. So it's literally bang. That's what you should be doing. Don't you dare cross the line. When people cross the line, then they're getting punished. But because of his influence, proving the point we've been saying in every fucking interview, because of his influence, he's now getting charged double, times 10, times.
Sound very familiar. Influence, going against the grain, like with Kales. You know what I'm saying? We seen him ask for his masters. We see him not really complying with the machine, so become a target. And then he got what? Influence. You know what I'm saying? See, this playbook, they've been running this for years. They did it with Mike Tyson. They did it with so many different celebrities, man, over time. And it's the same format, the same formula. Throw all
20, because otherwise people
throw all type of stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Go, hold on, this person knows and he's going off over here, so suddenly everyone can start going off there. So it's easy just to keep throwing these charges. And the frustrating thing, he's saying that the woman has said that it was consensual to an extent. You know, the fact that she was calling him, not the other way round. But then what I loved in his second part of the narrative, he started pointing back the fingers to go, you will take from the front page what you want from this. Now, I just noticed how clever he was when he was talking about the white and black thing. He was making sure that although he put that in there, he wasn't trying to make it like, oh, it's someone who's white versus me for being black. But he's making the point of, I'm going to mention that, but I'm not going to dwell deep because that will change the narrative, and the front page will be talking about that and end up being him being a racist. He's not stupid, but he did enough just to mention that. But then he said about it's the thug, the outlaws, and everything else. You're trying to manipulate my name, so then it just throws dirt on there. He said there, guilty or not guilty, he's still fucked because he's going to have that tagged against him, and all those people responding, they're already going to see him as guilty. Fucking hell, 1 minute 59. Tupac, man, I'm taking that back, bro.
Oh, when they're making it bigger than, you know, they're making it so big now. Even the charges and what they're saying, it's bigger than who I am now. So
he's saying that that part there was the powerful one. He's saying they're making it bigger, and you can tell the confusion on his face. Why is it being made so big? Why is it being made so massive? All these additional charges being thrown on top of it as well. He's already pitched up on that. It's his coolness in the interviews as well. Not a single word is wasted. Even with that woman that bumped him from behind, and you see him give it a fucking look as well, but never broke character, never broke the speech that he was saying or the words that were coming out of his mouth. Fucking phenomenal.
What do you think they're doing this for? You were talking in the elevator. What do you think they're doing it for? Why they're doing this to you?
Because, I mean, the way this country is successful is if we have one set of rules and everybody follows them.
The way this country is successful. Look at the way he's wording that as well. The only way this country is successful is by these set guidelines, these one-way thinking, control. Control is the element that he's saying there. And the minute someone starts breaking those rules...
If anybody gets outside of that set of rules and they're in a public view like I am, you know, it's like detrimental to everybody following the rules if I'm representing like to what they think is that I represent lawlessness and the outlaw mentality. And
so clever. He's trying to say he's representing black community. He knows that's the words that people want him to say, but he's so
Man, Tupac was ahead of his time, bro. Like how sharp he was and how quick he was to respond, not really delaying, not wasting no words, like he said. He just flowing, bro. And he's being very careful with his words to say the right things and not dwell too much off into the racism. You know what I'm saying? Conversation. He having a real conversation that not only black men, but all men can relate to that have been in this particular situation being falsely accused. We all know Tupac was falsely accused and he was targeted. A lot of people forget about this, that this actually happened to, Tupac back in the day.
Articulate. He's so articulate
Like
here.
detrimental to everybody following the rules if I'm representing like to what they think is that I represent lawlessness and the outlaw mentality, and I represent that thug mentality.
He's trying to say that that's what they think, the lawlessness, the outlaw, the thuggish mentality, which he does, but it's a different type of code that it's being pictured as. I'm learning this as I go through. It's the acronym of thug life that is nothing to do with what people assume it's about. It is honestly about some sort of code, and it's a code of respect, believe it or not. But when you hear the word thug, it's easy to manipulate.
Now, what's even more impressive is that this guy from the UK is able to really even resonate with Tupac. That's why I got in the title. You know what I'm saying? Truth transcends culture. He picking up everything Tupac putting down immediately. You know what I'm saying?
That in the title is what he's saying there. So someone like him who's being misrepresented, stepping outside of the rules with influence, they got to put their foot on that. That's control again. In it, P. Diddy. In it, bruv. In it, Cream Puff. Man, I heard that you hid under a fucking a coach.
Hey, it's funny though, and this was 3 years ago. He don't like Puff. You know what I'm saying? P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So he throw a lot of shots at P. Diddy, which is crazy knowing what P. Diddy situation going through right now, you know.
As well. No wonder that hit him up hurt you, mate. Not as much as your knees hurt when you're on the fucking knees sucking dick, you bellend.
From the street. So they feel like if they can punish me, then it'll punish people who are not as brave as I am, who don't speak out against things like me, who not scared to walk through the streets with no bodyguard.
So he's saying he's not scared to walk through the street with nobody guarding. They're scared because of the amount of power that he has.
So they need to put me in jail. These other guys, they don't have to put in jail because they can arrest them on smaller things. They can't arrest me on those small things. They got to frame me. They got to do things like this. They got to have, 30 charges and none of them have to do with me. You know what I'm saying? How can you, if you really, while all these cameras are here, everybody goes something to grow on. How am I going to forcibly do anything to a girl after she did it to me consensually? And that's not something I'm making up. That's what they said. They said that. The girl came to court and said she did this, she did that. She called my hotel. It was good. She said that, not me. Now, why am I going to force her? I mean, this is common sense. But no matter what happens, innocent or guilty, my life is ruined.
The dude just knows. He knows what they're doing. He's already got this plot. I mean, how old is he here? 94. What's that? 20 something? Was he gonna be 22? Here, something like that. It may even be a little bit later, but still so. And he just knows. He knows. You can tell this is a man. He's like, yep, I can tell what you're doing. Here we go again. Because of the power that I have, you're manipulating a story and you're making it 30 times more power than what it was, or 30 times more awful than what it was. And it's because of who he is. You stepped over the line, so now we're just going to batter you with anything.
Because when they say, whatever they say in this verdict, y'all are not going to make it front page news. It won't be big enough, no matter what. All that you want to hear is that he's guilty, he's in jail, the reign of terror is over, the outlaw is gone. That's what they want to do. So I'm starting to think, I don't know which story to read. I don't know if this is, about, black and white and loud and quiet, or is it about me and this girl? Because if it's about me and this girl, come on, we shouldn't even be here.
So he knows what it's about. He's saying, I don't know which story to read. Is it the story about what's actually happening, or is there a bigger fish to fry of what you're doing here? You're trying to stop my mouth. Because he says about being loud there as well.
Keep in mind, man, Tupac family tree. You know what I'm saying? Black Panther Party. I mean, Tupac mother beat the federal government in court. Tupac's auntie, a godmother, Ashada Shakur, robbed the bank, which multiple, officers were wounded. I think some were even unalived in the situation. And she fled the country and exiled to Cuba and been there since the 70s. His father, stepfather, Geronimo Pratt is a political prisoner. I think Geronimo Pratt, did he come home yet? Well, either way. And then Tupac himself, shot 2 off-duty police officers when they were harassing a black man just walking down the street. So Tupac been a target. So it's asinine to think or to assume that they wouldn't target him with these type of sexual allegations against a groupie. When we see the play over and over again. We could go through a list of names of people from before Tupac time to after his time. They still running the same play.
As well. So he is representing obviously black communities when he's talking about either stuff he's experiencing or through the eyes of others. He's on a platform where he's banging out millions with every album that he drops, and everybody's listening to that community. Everybody's listening to what he's saying. It's almost like creating that mosh. It reminds me of that Eminem song, where they're all like fucking marching towards that. That's what he's creating way back in '94. And he's saying, I don't know what it's about. It doesn't feel like it's about this, because this is a fucking trumped up charge behind me. This is some fucking, some woman who's phoning up, wanting it, and then all of a sudden they're saying that she didn't. It's a rape charge. So I'm confused, because that you're making it out to be this massive thing, but what's actually happened is something, where it's one word against another. But suddenly it's been blown out of proportion because of who he is. This dude is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, me and this girl, because if it's about me and this girl, come on, we shouldn't even be here.
Coming down the elevator, you complain.
Something like that up, though.
Why would she make something like that up? Because hell have no fury like a woman scorned. You know what I'm saying? I'm guilty of a lot of things. I'm guilty probably of being a male chauvinist pig. I'm guilty of probably not caring as much as I should. I'm guilty of not spending enough time with people like I should. But I'm not guilty of rape. Just because I don't want to be with that girl don't mean that she has the right to say that I did all of these things that I did.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on here, man. You can tell this is a man who's rich. This is a man who could change your life forever. But he's saying I'm a chauvinist pig. The dude's a fucking hero everywhere. He could walk into a room and be flooded with people.
Exactly. Now, don't that sound familiar? Like, I might be not a nice boyfriend. Just like with Kels, you know what I'm saying? He said the same thing. A lot of this stuff, he said the same thing. I think Tupac articulates himself a lot better. Not too many people can articulate themselves as well as Tupac did. But when you break down the essence of what he's saying, it's the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I might be guilty of not spending enough time with this particular, but at the same time, I ain't grape nobody. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he's got that slight mentality. We've got to remember that this dude's in his 20s. He's living the fucking dream. Do you know what I mean? He's living the dream. He's single. He's rich. He makes albums. Everyone knows who he is. So what if he's pounding through them? I could argue now what's going on before anyone even starts judging me. Fuck me. And at least he's trying to keep it behind closed doors a little bit. And I say a little bit. But then what's happened is this lady, and he said, hell have no fury like a woman scorned. So this woman thought she was going to get all that. And he's obviously palmed her. Then she's tried to phone, constantly trying to, speak to him, this, that, and the other, realizing it ain't going to happen, lost all that fucking dream that she's now built in her head, so suddenly throws this charge. What the courts have done is taken that charge and times it by 30 to make it sound worse. They were waiting for that moment, knowing that someone...
Charged about 30. Sound familiar? Hey, man. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying though. I mean, when we, and that's why I love the fact that saying Brother Muse sent this to me, and I wanted to take my time and comb through it because this is just a brief overview, man. We're gonna dive deeper off into these conversations. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, before we get up out of here, we ain't going nowhere right quick. Because I want to bring up what we were talking about with Kels, man. Let's bring up the Gayle King interview. Yeah, let's do that. And kind of cross-reference some of the stuff that we heard in the other interview. Hold on, man. Get that together. But yeah, man, a lot of this stuff is parallel.
I am surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and, and seeing things on the blogs and, I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing that disturb you most?
Oh my God. All of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one.
Okay, now, if y'all recall, you know what I'm saying, with this whole situation, like, I know people are already going to say the main difference is, R. Kelly, they accused him of something with some underage girls. 2Pac wasn't accused of anybody underage. So we going to nip that in the bud right there. But outside of that difference, you know what I'm saying, it's not really too much different. And, even though those were the allegations, when we looked in the courtroom, we didn't see no underage girls. These were 10, 15, 20, 30-year allegations of people that's grown that said something that happened 25 years ago. So, like, somebody that's a child predator can't turn that on and off. You know what I'm saying? They have a sickness. The cases just didn't reflect that. But be that as it may, you remember all the propaganda that they were saying about this man that clearly wasn't true. They were saying that this man had women tied up in basements. He didn't even have a damn basement in his home. They were saying that he had them peeing and defecating in buckets. They were saying that this man was doing some of the locking people inside car doors, like you can't push the unlock button to get out. The propaganda, and people fell for it. So if they lied about all of that, what make you think they telling the truth about something else? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he's talking about, and the people ran with it, and it was so silly and stupid. Kind of like with 2Pac. Like, come on, man. They was talking about 2Pac. They didn't go as heavy back then on the ridiculousness because we didn't have social media either back in 1994. But what they did do was throw, like 2Pac said, 30 different things at the wall to see what stuck,
Have you done anything that you regret? Have you done anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women that I apologize. But I apologize in those relationships. At the time I was in the relationships.
Bam, right there. Now, you notice 2Pac said the same thing. Like, yeah, I probably was a bad boyfriend, but I ain't great nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably could have spent a little bit more time. That's the same thing Kel's saying. At the time I was dealing with these people, these relationships. Hey, yeah, I probably wasn't the best boyfriend, but at the same time, I ain't guilty of no crime. You know what I'm saying?
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
The 6-part series interviewed 50 people, family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abused them.
Now, what's even messed up now, you got a docu-series on this man. You got a docu-series sitting up there. Now, imagine if 2Pac had a docu-series or something going on back in 1994 with a whole bunch of, disgruntled ex-employees and all the people 2Pac that ticked off and beat up, and you know what I'm saying? That would have been terrible. I would go on a limb to say if Tupac was still alive, he would be just as big or bigger than he was when he was alive. And I could see them coming back, resurfacing with some 30-year allegations that brought that girl back, just the same way that they brought back that girl from the tape, allegedly. That was, I mean, I'm just saying, this was around the same time frame. You know what I'm saying? Mid, late 90s, they would have did Pac the same way they doing Kills with this, bro. The same way they did Kills, and they're not done. But we need to put all of this in its proper context, just in case they try to do somebody else like this. And they need to free this man, bro.
Were you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody?
If you really look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have,
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good. Mm-hmm. They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster.
I'm going to name the names. Andrea Kelly, your ex-wife, Kitty Jones, Lisa Van Allen, Lisette Martinez, Geronda Pace, Faith Rogers, Asante McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you, that you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they
did the same thing with Pac. But see, they have gotten more sophisticated over time. Now they got different tools like docuseries and CBS This Morning, and then they go grab all these. See what they did with Pac? They just had one little chick, you know what I'm saying, with an allegation. Everybody could see through it. But when you got 30 years and you going back getting disgruntled employees like Demetrius Smith and all these other people to testify, they wasn't that sophisticated back then. You know what I'm saying? But the same thing was going on around the same time back in the 90s. And I'm telling you, if Tupac was alive, they probably would be trying to do the same thing they did to Kills, man.
They can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Bam. Now he killed it with that, man. We got to give it the Kills. He articulated that scenario. But see, that's something that Tupac didn't have to deal with back then, even though they found him guilty, that's because he was targeted too, and it wasn't even a great. They said he forcefully touched the buttocks. That's the same thing they did with Bill Cosby, even though they put that big on screen for everybody to see that he raped somebody, but no, it was a forceful touch on the buttocks. How can I forcefully touch somebody on the buttocks that admitted to us having consensual sex with each other? It was a ridiculous case. He should have never went to jail. Then they tried to they did Pac wrong, bro. A lot of people, man, forget about that situation Pac went through, but it set a precedence for what we see going on today with the Me Too movement. They targeted him because they got mad at him. Now that's what they doing. I mean, they was doing it before Pac, but you see how the propaganda, they dirtied up Pac image. You know, they made him look like this super thug. And, you know, they created this image for Tupac. And then when it was time to make him look bad, they used that image against him in the media, so to taint the potential jurors too.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never?
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we've read
I'm gonna tell
and
you
what the
something,
women
Gail.
have
There's
said
one
about you.
I'm gonna
What
tell
the
you
women have
something.
said about you.
What women said about me. What women. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and allow me.
So
Damn.
Handcuffing people, starving people.
Okay, now we know how that went, right? So we can leave that right there, man. We can leave that right there, man. That's a cold demonstration right there, though, man. To see the parallel right there, that parallel is deep, man. When you really break it down and see how they got more sophisticated with their move. They got way more sophisticated over time. You know, they got docuseries, they got federal cases now. They ain't just state. They got more, you know, they got more accusers. They gonna stack the deck on you. You know, it's crazy, bro. But yeah, man, I got part 2 to that 2Pac too, man. Let's play a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Yeah, let's play a little bit of that part 2 outside the courthouse when 2Pac was going to court. You know what I'm saying? How he was breaking it down. And once again, man, it's the homie from UK, you know, reaction, brain squeeze reactions. So yeah, let's get back into this content.
His mindset to try and get to know how he thinks, feels, and behaves. Fuck that. Let's jump into this 2Pac courthouse interview of 1994. It's a short but sweet one. Let's fucking go. Comment section for love and not for hate, Brainiacs. I think it's actually as fucking cool. Oh, is that the woman there?
Hi, 2Pac. How you doing? Can you tell me how you doing today?
Well, I just had to listen to the prosecution's closing argument, and it was just so far from the truth that it really just has me drained at the end of the day. But I'm leaving it in the hands of the jury. I'm learning a lot about people's innermost fears in this trial because it's not even about my trial no more. It's just about loud rap music, tattoo having thugs. It's not even about.
So straight away, just his awareness, and I've said this before, 2Pac's awareness. He's almost not even interested. He's laughing at the court. He's laughing at the court as soon as he's walking out. He's saying he's had to listen to that at the very beginning, but he's saying he started to understand the innermost fears of people, relating that to rap music. He's like, it's no longer about the trial anymore. It's to do with thugs and to do with the rap music. And that's what he's saying about people's fearing the rap.
That use that propaganda, bro, to paint the narrative to the jurors. They did the same thing with Kels and everybody else, bro. And it's 1994. You know, like I said, they have gotten more sophisticated with it, but they still convicted this man due to this nonsense case. 2Pac knew it was nonsense, but it wasn't about that girl. They just used that as a smokescreen to target him. Come on, man. We see the play.
Rap music is what he's saying there.
And the homie from UK see the play. See, we had to go back into time again to illustrate this point, and it transcends culture. This homie in the UK from a totally different culture, and he see the play.
This is a man who's just laughing as he's walking out of court because he probably knows at this point he's fucked. He knows he's fucked because he's like, you're not even pulling out evidence on the trial. You're not pulling out to do with anything about what's about to be said. You're taking her words and you're scared of rap music. You got to remember, this is 94, so this is where that thug mentality started coming out. You think rap was in its fucking prime. I'm not saying that rap wasn't on previous years. That's the old school to get us to that point. But this is where everyone was going fucking nuts and just sharing real life culture, feelings and thoughts about what they're seeing every single day. And it wasn't as hard hitting or as listened to as before. And he's saying he can hear the fear in people. That's why he's laughing, because he's probably thinking, I'm fucked. I got no hope. You're not even fucking listening to me.
I just had to listen to the prosecution's closing argument, and it was just so far from the truth that it really just has me drained at the end of the day. But I'm leaving it in the hands of the jury. I'm learning a lot about people's innermost fears in this trial because it's not even about my trial no more. It's just about loud rap music tattoo having thugs. It's not even about me no more. It's about, some nightmare that these people having.
She's talking about thug life and all
Yeah,
that,
she was
trying to.
like, he's definitely guilty. Anybody with thug life tattooed on their stomach is guilty. What type of reasoning is that? You know what I'm saying? We got different backgrounds. We come from two different places. Just because I look different than her doesn't mean that I'm a sodomizer or a raper.
So again, he's not. This isn't even a black and white situation. This is referring to the fact that he's part of rap. And just because I got a tattoo that says "Thug Life," suddenly I'm guilty, or that he sodomized this woman. So he's already got the feeling that's what's going to happen. I said that this man is so aware. He is culturally and emotionally aware of everything, and he adds pure logic to it. This dude's a fucking genius. You've only got to listen to his music. You've only got to listen to his music to understand how deep it goes into his mindset. And I know that now from the way he was raised. The 17-year-old interview already was on the radar with that, the way that his mum was, the background with his mum as well, and what she was able to do, the way she re-educated him when they started getting more connected. He just knows this. I feel for him here because this is a laughable defeatist attitude, but defeat is from like there's nothing I can do. If you're going to start attacking me because of a tattoo that's on me and make the assumption because I rap that now that I sodomize people, that I rape people, what fucking chance have I got?
About, some nightmare that these people having.
She's talking about thug life and all
Yeah,
that,
she was
trying to.
like, he's definitely guilty. Anybody with thug life tattooed on their stomach is guilty. What type of reasoning is that? You know
That's
what I'm saying? We
crazy.
got different backgrounds. We come from two different places. Just because I look different than her doesn't mean that I'm a sodomizer or a raper. They've said it in the. I can't understand why it's this close. They talking about there's no evidence that I ever sodomized her, even though you put that all over the paper. And every time they take a quote out of this courtroom, they take a quote from out of her mouth, which is, the stuff to put me in jail. It's nothing that's been true. I just want print the facts so everybody can sort it out. My life is ruined because nobody has a chance to get the facts.
Man, you gotta feel for this fucking dude here.
That all
He's saying about that. That's what you're printing. You're printing the shit that she's saying. You're only printing that, and that's where he said around people were targeting him, and a lot of people were saying that as well in the comment section. So if they're only taking one side of that story, then he's fucked already.
You know what I'm saying? We got different backgrounds. We come from two different places. Just because I look different than her doesn't mean that I'm a sodomizer or a raper. They've said it in the. I can't understand why it's this close. They talking about there's no evidence that I ever sodomized her, even though you put that all over the paper.
So he's saying that they've said there was no evidence that he sodomized or raped her, but yet in the paper it's already labeled.
Man, sounds super familiar. Super familiar. Even though the evidence is lackluster, they still run with the narrative, man. We never even got Kale's medical records to confirm, even though that's with the HIPAA law, with the whole herpes thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it just is crazy, man. When they want you, these are the games and the tactics they play.
Label him as doing that. Fucking hate media, man.
And every time they take a quote out of this courtroom, they take a quote from out of her mouth, which is, the stuff to put me in jail. It's nothing that's been true. I just want print the facts so everybody can sort it out. My life is ruined because nobody has a chance to get the facts.
And the fact is that there was no semen
No
found.
semen found, no forcible entry, no entry into the anal, no nothing, none of that.
And no fingerprints on the.
So no semen, no entry to the anal. I'm pretty certain. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're going to start accusing of sodomy or sodomizing somebody, one of those has to match, surely.
Exactly. So when we talk about reasonable doubt, I mean, this whole case with Pac was nothing but reasonable doubt. But you know what? They still found a way to convict them of this nonsense. Knowing that the girl was a groupie, knowing that she admitted that it was consensual, none of that mattered. They still was able to make the jury look at this man like he was some type of super villain or thug or something. And that's basically what they convicted him on. The same thing that he said, the same image that they gave him and perpetuated to the people about. That's the same image they used to take him down and convict him on it.
Fuck, I've heard that he wasn't even in the room as well. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go into that video of her, innit? I'm gonna have to fucking do it. Oh shit! Why would I do that? That's an hour-long video of her talking out her fucking ass, innit? Yeah, it's got to happen.
The chance to get the facts.
And the fact is that there was no semen found.
No semen found, no forcible entry, no entry into the anal, no nothing, none of that. You know,
and no fingerprints on the
no
gun.
fingerprints on the guns. You know what I'm saying? The only time ever there was an act of sodomy, she admitted she did it to me. I should be, you know, putting charges on this girl who sodomized me on the floor of a dance club. Why am I in court? You know what I'm saying? Get my life ripped apart. But I'm here. I'm gonna go through it just to show that I have faith in the American system. But
dude, man, you're too good to be saying that, brother.
My life is ruined because nobody has a chance to get the facts.
And the fact is that there was no semen found.
No semen found, no forcible entry, no entry into the anal, no nothing, none of that. You know,
and there's no delay in his talking. You got to understand that he answers so quickly that it's in his head. It's obviously fucked him right off. It's not like, hold on.
Because he's not lying. He keeping it a buck. You know, when you telling the truth and you know what you talking about, that shit just gonna flow. He ain't got nothing to think about. He just saying first thing, because it's the truth that come to his mind freely.
Let me Amber Heard this and just plan what I'm about to say. Write 1,000. What the fuck is Amber Heard writing, by the way? What the fuck is she writing? Has anyone watched that case? Okay, another fucking manipulation. I don't know what the output is, and I'm recording these early, so we'll see what the fucking output is. But that's someone who's lying out of her ass. This dude is clearly just fucked off and tired of this shit.
Fingerprints on the gun.
Fingerprints on the guns. You know what I'm saying? The only time ever there was an act of sodomy, she admitted she did it to me. I should be, you know, putting charges on this girl who sodomized me on the floor of a dance club. Why am I in court? You know what I'm saying? Get my life ripped apart. But I'm here. I'm gonna go through it just to show that I have faith in the American system. But for me to have faith in the American system, these juries and everybody else has to, you know what I'm saying, play the same role and to keep an open mind. I'm already convicted. My whole life has been turned around. I lost every job. I lost everything, every opportunity. I can't get.
Man, do that sound familiar? When they came with them whole situations with Kells, man, they canceled all his concert tours. They muted this man music off the radio, the king of R&B. They did the same thing to 2Pac. Sound familiar, bro? This a play they've been running for decades, bro. This is 1994.
Buy cars, can't get rent, can't get none of that. But I'm still a survivor. You know, I'm still coming to court, still smiling, still signing autographs. But soon I'm gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to the world. You know, America eats its babies. No matter what y'all think about me, I'm still your child. You know what I'm saying? You can't just turn me off like that.
That's fucking mad what he's saying there. And what's interesting, he says, I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to go fucking crazy, which is exactly what happened. I mean, lyrically on the mic, he came out just fucking nuts.
Hey, man, I'm gonna stop that right there, man. Like I said, we're gonna get back to this. You know what I'm saying? It's just a brief introduction of what's to come as far as Pac. You know what I'm saying? Pac being obviously, man, one of my top, if not my favorite MCs of all time. And I just wanted to draw the parallel with something that's familiar to us all recently with the whole situation with Kells. But man, you know, hey, drop it off in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. If y'all want to continue this conversation, I got way more reactions to Pac that we can dive off into. I want to do it live. Shout out to Brother Muse once again for bringing this to my attention, man. Muse be hooking us up over here at Voices for the Voiceless. It's the 1 year birthday of the channel. So, you know, with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Share the content, like, share, subscribe, comment, You know, it helped build to the algorithm, man. We want to get to that first 1,000 subs. So yeah, let's turn it up a notch or two. And man, y'all have a blessed day. Looking forward to the weekend coming soon. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. Until next time, we should speak to you soon. Peace and blessings.